Welcome everybody to episode 6 of Coach's Point of View. I'm your co-host, Shamari Reed, along with our gracious host, Tony Murphy. And today, we got a real special guest for you guys. This guy right here, we're going to call this episode right here, the player, the designer, the vision. This player right here was a former elite basketball point guard from this city of Patterson, New Jersey, who took his vision from being a point guard to building his own.
That's the coach's point of view. 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 That's the coach's point of view.
Joining us today is a designer literally redefining the look and language of modern streetwear, Malcolm Garret, the CEO and creative director of Retired from Society. Malcolm was a standout point guard at Patterson Catholic High School, elite vision, leadership, and composure. But he took that same mentality and transitioned it into fashion, creating a brand known for its signature corduroy blends, sports-inspired silhouettes, and pieces that feel as intentional as they look. From grassroots to viral designs, Retired from Society had to become a movement, an identity, a lifestyle, and a cultural statement. Malcolm is one of the rare creatives who brings athletes' discipline and designer imagination together. Welcome to the show, Malcolm Garret.
Thank you, man. Thank you for your words. I'm glad to be here. It's a pleasure.
So, today, I wanted to get into the background so you guys can understand who Malcolm is and why he is here. This is a person that's from our town, that grew up on the circuit, all the way from Little League, the YMCA, which was one of my YNs. I'm McDonald's. Shout out to McDonald's. You know, the YMCA. This was a guy who I originally met on the basketball court, and always admired him. He was always a solid individual, and I always thought he was an excellent point guard. So I would like him to tell his story from, playing in rec league to high school to where we are today, and how he's, doing these great things and items from Retired from Society.
Cool, yeah, man. So, I grew up playing ball. I just had the natural talent for it. Like, I never really practiced. I never, even football, baseball, all sports, anything I really touched when I was young, I just had it. And I was gifted in that way by God. So coming up, I started playing city league ball, played for the YMCA, made a few all-star appearances, three-point contests. I was always a shooter. Even when I got to high school, I was the point guard, but my guy Keith, he was more of the point guard. I was like the shooter in the corner, just waiting for that ball to come through to knock it down. But as I grew up through high school, even before that, I would draw all the time. I would draw figures. I would draw clothes a lot. I would take clothes, take them apart, sew them back together by hand. My mom would be like, "What are you doing? You didn't pay for that." You know what I'm saying? But I always just had that vision. And the good thing is I didn't really get in trouble for it too much. They let me run free with my creativity. So that's a message to the parents out there. If your child is actually out here being creative, don't stop that. Because once you stop that, you shut off their light. And then now when they go outside, they have no light. They have no leadership skills. They have no abilities. So what's going to happen is they're going to do what the world says they should do. And that's the last thing you want as a parent. You don't want a follower as a child. So to continue the story, I would draw. I would draw a lot of figures with braids. All my characters look like Iverson. I would draw jerseys. And I didn't realize why I was doing all of that until, obviously, now, the things that I'm into. But I got to high school, and I had my own separate art teacher. I would do art in the library, and then I would have my other classmates would be in an art class. And it was one day when my art teacher, I drew a varsity jacket because we had won the county championship in high school, a Christmas tournament in Pennsylvania. We had a phenomenal season that year. So I was in class and I was drawing a jacket, and my main man, my best friend, Slap, was sitting behind me. and I was drawing a jacket, and I showed him. I was like, "Yo, you think our coach will get this made?" Our coach at the time was Tommy Patterson, and I'm like, "You think TP will get this made?" He was like, "Just show it to him." So I showed it to him. Took the paper. And he's like, "Yo, I like this." I showed it to my art teacher, and my art teacher said to me, he was like, "You ever consider fashion school?" I said, "No, I don't even know what that is." Because, kids from Patterson, we don't know what's what. We just know Patterson, right? Like, we just know the city. So I'm like, "I don't know what that is." And he's like, "It's in New York." And then I'm like, I ain't never been to New York.
Yeah.
But I'm lying. I had been in New York just to get like t-shirts.
But I get it.
Bootleg tees and stuff. Me and Slap used to go over there, go in these little factories and
The long
white tees, yeah.
You used to wear the white tees down to here back then. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. Used to go in them rooms. It used to be rooms.
Yep.
Delancey Street, right?
Right? I don't. That's the thing. I don't remember the street.
It was like
It was
where
one of the
it's
streets,
like where the leather jackets is. So like Orchard,
going out there.
Delancey Street,
We was out
all
there.
the spots. Yeah.
And them rooms, all these t-shirts and every 5Xs down here.
Down there. Gotta be 5X.
Yeah.
Had to be 5X.
And ironically, that was the Jersey era as well.
Yes.
So here we are doing all of that, and then my art teacher says to me, "It's in New York, FIT." Some out there may know what FIT is, but I applied. I didn't get accepted because my SAT scores sucked. Because as a kid, who wants to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday to take some 3-hour tests?
Yeah.
Especially if you're an athlete,
Yeah.
right? Like you just,
Yeah.
oh, bro, So after basketball season in my senior year, I got a job at ShopRite. And every Thursday we got paid. I would go to the mall because I worked at ShopRite in Rochelle Park.
Yep.
The mall was right across the way.
Yeah.
Every Thursday we got paid. I went right to the mall, went to Against All Odds, and I was copping.
By the way, when he was going there, cause story time, I was working there, so I could see him
I
there.
remember that.
That's one of my first jobs. So yeah, shout out to him for coming, give me some extra little commission back there.
So I would go in there and cop. And then one day, you might have been gone at this point.
Okay.
But one day I went in and the manager was like, "Yo, you buying all the fly stuff." He was like, "You want to work here?" He was like, I think you'd be good working here because
Okay.
you know all the fly stuff.
Yeah.
And you getting fly." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "When can you interview?" I said, "I just threw it out there. Monday." He's like, "All right, come by Monday." I went Monday, and he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna ask you one question." I said, "What?" He said, Do you mind cleaning bathrooms?" I said, "Nah." He said, "You hired. When can you start?" I was like, "Oh, Monday." So Thursday came up,
Yeah.
and don't follow my lead, people. But Thursday came, I got my check,
Yeah.
went to Against All Odds, went shopping,
Yeah.
and didn't go back to work. So on my lunch break, I just
That was
quit.
it.
And that was it. Because what happened was at ShopRite, I was telling them, change my schedule.
Yeah.
They wasn't listening. So then when I got my check and I already had a new job,
Yeah.
I bounced. I didn't even tell them no 2 weeks notice or nothing like that. Because my mentality then was, they're not going to give me 2 weeks notice if they fire me.
Yeah.
But I got to give you 2 weeks notice if I'm leaving so y'all can find somebody else. But you won't give me 2 weeks notice for me to find another job first. Which is a young and immature mentality. And I realized that now having a business.
Yeah. For sure.
Right?
You definitely would appreciate.
Right. So later on in life, I learned when I acquired other jobs. Well, one, I either got fired
Yeah.
or I got fired. But the last job that I had, which is with my homie, though we're still great friends to this day, brothers, was the sneaker studio.
Yep. Yep.
So I worked there for like 10 years.
Yep.
And I actually gave my man, because that's my man, that's my brother, I gave him 2 months notice
Yeah.
when I decided to become an entrepreneur. I was like, "Look, this is what I'm doing. This date, don't schedule me anymore. That's it." And he was like, "I fully support that. If you ever need help, hit me up." And he's been true to his word. There's times I hit him up
Yeah.
for business because
Yeah.
he went to school for business.
Okay.
He got a degree. I don't,
Right.
right? Like, I don't think none of us really have degrees. Do you?
Yeah.
You do?
You're great
So-
marketing.
So so that's a perfect example of
Yeah.
degrees are great, but it's not the end all
They're
be
not
all,
the end all be all, for sure.
right? It's not the end all be all. So there I was put on my path of fashion, my path of creativity So working at the mall, I'm seeing a bunch of people coming through, buying certain things, doing this, doing that. And the jersey era was popping. We using against all odds. I think the statute of limitation is up. We was in there stealing jerseys and stuff like that. So we was tucking them in our jeans.
Yeah, some kids, some many kids back over there. So if you remember, he said, I wouldn't dare you.
He left.
Kids,
But
do the right thing.
I'm just keeping it a buck, you know. But yes, don't steal. And that was just, you know, me being young, right, and adventurous. I definitely wouldn't do anything like that now at 41. But that's my journey, man. That's my journey on how I got into the fashion world. And then as I grew and grew and grew, a few years into the sneaker studio, I woke up one day and was like, let me try to paint sneakers. So then I started customizing sneakers, and then that took off. That really took off, like in ways that I didn't even think it could take off.
Yeah.
And I met so many phenomenal people. I got to travel and do certain things and just be a part of certain groups and got sponsorships. It was an amazing time. I was out there crushing it. So once I got a certain amount of following, then I said, let me show them what I really want to do, which is fashion.
Right.
And then that's why I started hitting them with clothes. So I took it back to my old roots. I started taking clothes apart, sewing them back. Then I said to myself, okay, my man in New York has a studio where they make tailor-made suits, custom suits.
Yeah.
He has a professional tailor in there. Why don't I learn? Why don't I learn how to sew?
I was about to ask you that.
So I would go to New York like 4 times a week, spend $11 every time just to learn how to sew. To sit next to Charlie for him to show me how to sew. I would just watch him. And then he'll be like, you do it. Then I'll do it. He'll stand in front of me and be like, that meant you doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Like that. And I'll be like, all right, cool. So I started learning. Then I learned how to cut patterns. Then I started learning to talk. 1/4 inch, top stitch, 3/4 inch, 3/4 zip, this, that, and the third, this type of fabric, interface. I started learning all these languages. And at the time, I just felt it was learning. But now sitting here today, I'm like, no, that was my college.
That's your college.
That's my college. That was my business degree.
Yeah.
Or fashion degree, whatever you want to call it. So I learned. And then Charlie eventually went back to Africa because he's from Africa.
Okay.
Went back to Africa. Me and him developed a strong relationship. I still talk to him to this day. And then I started getting back into the custom corduroy jerseys because I've been doing these jerseys for 8 years.
Yeah.
So once I learned how to sew, I started doing it myself.
Okay.
But I would buy the fabric, go buy the dye it, dry it, get the patches, get this, get that, and the third. I was spreading myself out in so many ways that I was just getting exhausted and I wasn't really reaping the benefits of my work.
Right.
Because by the time I'm doing XYZ, that profit gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Because now I'm catching buses here, trains here,
Yeah.
gas here, shipping fees here. It's a lot. Plus taxing on my body. One day I got to sit down in silence, and I suggest this to anybody. If you could sit down in silence by yourself, no music, no nothing, be with yourself, revelations will come to you. One day I just sat down. I was like, how can I take this to the next level? If I want to take this to the next level, I have to scale it. I need a factory. So I was like thinking. I'm like, oh, I know this factory that was doing patches for me. He just mentioned to me that he started doing clothes.
Yeah.
Why not try it out? Yo, bro, how much for a sample? XYZ. First, I was like, if I can get these jerseys done at this price
Yeah.
with shipping to me, great. I hit him up. I said, yo, how much for a sample? XYZ. He said, this price, the same exact price that I was like, I needed to be this price.
Yeah.
He gave me the same. I said, it's up.
Right.
Got the sample back. I said, oh, this is good enough to work with.
Yeah.
Then that's when I started just kicking it up. And then last year, during the playoffs, I did the Sonics, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander mashup jersey.
Yeah.
And that was the one.
So now let's
That was the one that.
let's take it back a little bit. I want to take it back to some inspirational stuff, right? So I heard the storyline on how you kind of got into stuff, but I want to know like your thought process, right? When you're like, okay, I'm about to do this global line thing. I'm going for here. I'm about to be an entrepreneur, right? What's your thought process? How did you get here though? Like, what inspired you to be like the sports, right?
Before that, right, I want to take it back a little further because I heard you, mention something just when you was growing up. What gave you the inspiration at a young age to even start taking clothes apart? You know, you always drew AI jerseys. I'm sure AI must have been, an inspiration to you because he was out on a basketball court. And at that time, AI was one of the ones who was different when it came to fashion in the NBA,
Yes.
right? So what gave you just that inspiration of, as a kid, I'm about to take these clothes apart and put them back together?
To be honest, man, I don't think kids, when it comes to being a kid, it's more of a, let me try it. When you're a kid, I don't think you get inspired. I don't hear many kids say, I'm inspired. They just doing it. They just trying. That's the beauty of, as an adult, that's how you're supposed to live too. Let me put my toe in the water and see what happens. So I think that's what I was doing, just putting my toe in the water, being a kid, whether I got in trouble or not. It was just something that was like, let's just do this. I think when you get older as an adult, now that you can comprehend, now you get inspired. Because you're like, oh, I see that red suit he has on.
Right.
Damn, that reminds me of X. So then now later on, when you create a collection and you just so happen to throw so much red in it, you're like, oh, it's coming from that when I was in the interview doing XYZ.
Yes.
Because of all that red. So I'm inspired because I can comprehend what's going on. As a kid, you can't comprehend much.
Yeah.
I think more, and I think just to piggyback on what you're saying, because at first I was thinking about an answer in my head, like maybe we inspired, we don't know what inspiration look like, but I agree with you on, as a kid, you're trying stuff. I think that we have natural instincts that's in us, because as a kid, it's so funny. I'm about to age myself. I used to take a radio, put a blank tape in it, and take another radio and put like background music and sound in it. And I was doing a radio station, a podcast back then.
Yeah.
I didn't look at no TV. It was just something that was my natural interest, I guess. And that's what I put my ping tone, right?
Mine was a little different too. That's why I asked that question. Only because, with my situation, I had a father that was basically in the NBA.
Right.
All of that was around me. So, I got the ball placed in my hand.
Yeah.
So we see that so much just growing up, and all of us been around basketball, but a lot of times, just because your people may place the ball in your hand, that don't mean that you're gonna like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like, my brother didn't have the same passion that I had when it came to basketball.
Same
household, but it was just different with me. Like, it was placed in my hand, but then as I got older, I just enjoyed it more and more every day. When we grew up in the same household, but as he got older, he was like, like I'm kind of numb with it. So so and now it just got to a point now as I got older, it's like it's still like now I have accepted the fact, like, I'm the basketball guy. Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
But it's not the same. I understand, like, it's different to everybody.
Yeah, for sure. And your question was,
so like for like, I'm a guy that try a lot of different things, and when you're thinking about being a creative business, right, you kind of taking a risk, and you picking a lane to kind of like stick with for a minute, and you can make adjustments along the way. I just wonder, like, what was your main thought process with merging your worlds, if that was the answer, like I'm gonna take fashion and sports and merge it together because these are my two interests?
Yeah.
I kind of want to know if that was the case or something different.
So it's all about being true to yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't wear suits.
Yeah.
Even to funerals. My dad, I didn't wear a suit to his funeral.
Yeah.
I don't wear suits. I don't wear hard bottoms.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like them. It's just, it's not my style. It's not for me.
Yeah.
And if I do step out in some, I need to step out. I'm gonna step out properly, but it's not what I do. Funny story is, as we were building the brand, we wanted to be a luxury brand. Your Louis Vuittons, your Gucci's, the Standard 30. But I was having trouble creating that because I don't shop luxury.
Right.
I'm not in Neiman's. I'm not in Nordstrom. It's not that I can't afford it. I just don't have the interest. My
Right.
interest isn't there.
Right.
Right. So me and my partner, we kind of took a little divide. Nothing bad. Just you're doing this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure this out.
Right.
And when we took that split, once again, I sat in silence and I was able to just be like, what do I want to do for my brand? I was having a conversation with a mentor. That's another thing. Keep some mentors around you. But everybody's not a mentor. You gotta kind of like filter certain things out.
That's a very key.
Yeah, because people will sit there and give you advice, but in the same breath, kind of tear you down.
Yes.
And be like, oh, but this is not gonna work because this is what happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to you.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Right.
it didn't happen to me.
Right.
So that's just a gem. I was talking to him and he's like, yo, I just see your brand as sportswear, and boom. I was like, that's it. It's sportswear. Because I dress like this.
Mm-hmm.
I was always into jerseys,
Mm-hmm.
sweatsuits, sneakers, hats, all of that, jackets, like sports jackets, varsity jackets. I was always into that. Even, like I said, when I was young, I drew a picture of a varsity jacket.
Right.
I didn't draw a picture of a monogram Louis bag or anything like that. I just wasn't comprehending those things. But I also said to myself, we can do sportswear, but make it look luxury. So how do we make it look luxury? You play with different fabric. When you think of a jersey, you think of mesh,
Yeah.
right? You think of polyester mesh
Right.
or open hole mesh.
Right.
You don't think of corduroy.
No.
You don't think of nylon,
Right.
right? Like you don't think of these other beautiful fabrics that are out here that we could just say, just switch it.
Yeah.
So once I just decided to make that switch and do that, it worked. And it worked well.
What did it?
It worked well.
What did it?
So another gem is like, stick with your guns, man. If people trying to sway you to one way and you feel strong about something, that strength is coming from a strong place. So stick to that and go with it. So that's how I got to where I've gotten as far as merging sports with a luxury look.
All right. So I had a question. First of all, let's thank our sponsors. Let's take the time to thank our sponsors. We would like to thank our main sponsor, Camille's Lebanese Restaurant, located at 1489 Main Avenue, Clifton, New Jersey. They got some of the best lamb chops. I love it. They got the good chicken Caesar salad,
Chicken chops.
chicken chops. They got this mint lemonade that is perfect. Pukas, great atmosphere, great customer service. Make sure you stop by when you get a chance. Also, our sponsor today is our guest, retired from society. As you can see, this dope hat that I got on with the quarter right under. Make sure you zoom in on that. And we would like to thank our lovely sponsors for today to that. So let's clap it up for our sponsors.
Right, and as a matter of fact, I actually bought 2 hats. I haven't sold those or anything like that. So
See the Norfolk steak, so you know who that going to. I can't even find it.
you know what's crazy? I didn't even that didn't even register to me. Yeah.
I saw it.
Hey, yes.
So that worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, retired from society, man.
I should have bought you the blue one for Tech.
Oh, yeah, I would have.
I gotta see if I have it. I gotta see if I got the blue
But
one.
I would take this one right here. Rock this one.
Yeah.
Sure, I appreciate it. Thank you, for this right here for the episode.
Sure, man.
Just keep that popping right there. Yeah, right here. So y'all can just see that for the whole episode. That know what's going on.
Sure.
So I got a question about brands. Because I have a brand. My brand is called Ruin Robin, and you know what I love about Malcolm, and I think that everybody should kind of like understand this, Jim. And when you talk about mentorship and partnership and friendship, Malcolm, although he has his brand, did not try to deter me or misadvise me about my brand. Actually, he helped me out a lot with information, with creative instructions, with creative direction. Y'all don't know this yet, but Malcolm also is a great photographer, and he does a lot of great product photography, which he did for my brand and helped me give me some ideas. Even to this day, he gave me some ideas, and I want to just make it public knowledge that I'm really inspired by Malcolm and his brands about some of the stuff that me and my partner do. But my question to you, Malcolm, is what is it that you think brands need to make them last and not be here today, gone tomorrow?
Thank you for your words. One,
Yep.
I think I understand why people gatekeep. I truly do. Is it right? In most cases, no.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't want to be giving out information to somebody who's going to be like out here being frivolous and just shaky.
Yeah.
If I give you the key to the crib and you go to the crib and you mess the crib up,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Now the property manager coming at me like, bro, why'd you, right? But if I feel you're mature enough to take this information and put it to use, then I'm giving you the key to the crib.
Right.
I'm building with you.
Right.
I don't waste my time with the silliness. Like
Right.
if mad people come to me, yo, bro, I need, can you help me with this? Help me with that. All right, yeah, come to my studio, blah, blah, blah. They never show up.
Mm-hmm.
They hit me back again. Yo, bro, blah, blah, blah. Come through. They never show up. By the third time, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm not giving you nothing now. Nothing. I gave you 2 keys.
Yeah.
But if I say, yo, come through or call me, blah, 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 and you call and you on it and you got the right questions, let's talk.
Right.
So I understand why gatekeeping happens. In most cases, like I said, is it right? No. But I understand why it happens. What I think brands need and what I'm discovering, because I'm not an expert, because I have people that I talk to help me.
Right.
What I think brands should really focus on is what's their thing. Because what I see now is people are reaching. Like, it's a lot of reaching, and there's a lot of similarities in a lot of brands. You can't tell who's who. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain brands, I look at them and this other brand, I'm like, it looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
So we need individuality
Mm-hmm.
to separate yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you think of retired from society, the first thing you think of corduroy jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
That's the simple answer right there,
Yeah.
right? But then also, what's your story?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you come from? What did you go through? Why is this piece designed that way? What's the knowledge and the information behind it? So I did, and I'll give you an example. I did a Patterson Catholic jacket. I redesigned it. I should have brought it with me. I redesigned my PC jacket. But this time around, the inspiration was opening and close. I put the opening year and the closing year.
Mm.
But then at the same time on the pockets, they have a thing called pencil pockets, which are slanted like that,
Okay. Yeah.
right? Pencil pockets on a varsity jacket. But I took it a step further. I said, I'm going to make them look like pencils. So the pencil pocket that's straight, I made them yellow. And at the top, square, I made it pink.
Erasing.
And at the bottom, I made it like that, a triangle brown. So now it's real pencil pockets. So when someone asks me, why did you do it that way? It's a school jacket, inspired by high school, inspired by my time in school.
Right.
This is when the school opened, this is when it closed. So I served in those time periods.
Right.
So there has to be some type of story behind it. I feel like the story behind the brand. What some people could say, what's retired from society?
Yeah.
The way I came up with that was I was lost as a person. I didn't know who I was at one point. A lot of us don't.
A lot of us don't.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
You could be 15 and not know who you are. You could be 80 and not know who you are.
I still feel like I'm still learning who I am.
But the beautiful part is you could always find yourself in any age range, right? So I was just in my studio, came off of a breakup. I moved in my studio. I lived in my studio. Not a lot of people know that. I lived in my studio for like 2 years.
The grind.
I would go take showers at a gym or wherever, like
the grind.
my parents' crib. And I was just in there just learning myself. And one day I was like, where'd all this talent come from? Like what was the inspiration? Like back to his question, right? So I'm looking through these pictures and I'm just seeing my family just looking real nice, fly, in the 70s.
Yeah.
Nice and fly. Everybody at the kitchen table playing cards, pity pat, all that, you know. And I literally was just talking to myself, looking at these pictures, and I said, man, they look retired from society. Boom.
Wow.
I was like, that's it. That's the brand. So that's what I'm talking about. When you create a brand, it's not just a name you throwing on out there and putting on a shirt.
Right.
It's a story. It's a legacy. It's how you
Yes.
got to that point.
Yes.
So that's what I think more brands need. So when I see certain brands, I always say to myself, man, I was wearing this brand, but I don't even know what I was representing.
Right. Yeah. You're right.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what that brand stood for. I don't know if they stood for they love to worship this or they worship that.
You're right.
And I'm out here just wearing it. So I think brands need a story to stay. And that story needs to be real. Because if the story's real, then longevity happens. So that's to answer your question.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's super dope. Yeah, that's super dope.
So I like I want to bring it back because you know a lot of our audience are athletes,
Right.
coaches, parents. So I want to always kind of let athletes know why they should be representing themselves the right way because you know they're in the business, especially athletes that's taking this on further. You're in the business of brands like Retire from Society, especially Retire from Society, saying my story and my alignment aligns with you because of this character, right? So I kind of want you to touch on the base, especially for you, which, you know, I don't know if you being modest right now, you know, Malcolm is kind of working with like the NBA, the WNBA. I think he got some FIFA stuff coming up. He's doing a lot of different things. The fitted has lids. I got a lot of different things. I'm walking into meetings myself with important people, and I'm so proud when I hear this. And they like, yo, who's the hot top guy? And I mean, these are rooms, and they like, yo, it's this kid named Malcolm Garret from Patterson. So, like, your name is ringing. These big brands are trying to align with you. I mean, which you bring it back to these athletes that's coming up in these institutions that's going to be aligning with you too. How important it is for you for athletes to make sure that their brand is authentic in order to align with brands like yourself.
Yeah, it's very, because I'm not a wild card, so I'm not gonna deal with wild cards. I remember I had this one person wanted to represent the brand. He wanted to be a kind of a face. And I'm looking at his gram. I'm like, I told him straight up, I said, you gotta clean your stuff up, bro. I was like, you're doing a lot of cursing on your page. I don't do that on my page. On my personal page, I don't do that. So if I don't do that, I can't have somebody represent my brand doing that.
Bro, hear that, players?
Right? I even had some guy that was working with me, and he posted a video of somebody, and he was just bashing this person. So I hit him on the side. I said, bro, take that down. Because you're telling people you working with me, you representing my brand. I can't have that. I'm not trying to... I am trying to tell you how to run your page.
Yeah.
Because you're posting up stuff about us too.
Right.
So I can't have that.
Right.
They took it down, but you always have to represent yourself in the right way. If you show that you respect yourself so much, that energy is gonna shoot out into the world. And that's where you get the respect back. A lot of people fail to realize they don't get respect because they don't respect themselves.
Right.
You are what you see. We all mirror each other. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not respecting yourself, if you're cursing crazy, or you're acting a certain way, or you're following a trend, and you're an athlete and you're being looked at for potential business deals, for potential level ups in life, you got to check yourself, man. You really, especially in this day and age, when we were young, we could be out here acting all crazy because nobody ain't like this.
Filming them.
Nobody doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we didn't even do that.
And we didn't still do it.
We didn't even do that.
Yep.
So in this day and age, I'm not saying not to have fun or not be goofy, because I was a goofball when I was a kid. But at the same time, you got to know when to cut the faucet off. And if you don't cut the faucet off, obviously the bathtub is going to overflow. And a lot of people going to be like, yo, I can't deal with a house that's always flooded. You know what I'm saying? I need something more clean. I need something that's more empty, so there's room for other things to grow. So it's very important that you stay on your A game when it comes to your self persona.
So I want to say what? Oh my bad. I just want to say this real thing before I forget. I want to. This ain't tasting this to me. I want to name drop real quick. Kids like that. So like, would you be able to list some of the people that the kids may know that you worked with in the past and currently working with?
Yeah, so I have a friend of mine. Shout out to my man Lance Fresh. And I've met great people on Instagram, like phenomenal people. My man Lance Fresh, he does interviews, like fit interviews and stuff like that, but he interviews athletes. So one day, he's like, yo, I got Tyrese Halliburton and Steph Curry this week. So I'm like, really? Not this week. He's like, I got them coming up. So I'm like, when? He's like, oh, whatever. So I hit the laptop, started cooking up ASAP. So I cooked up the 2 pieces, a Steph Curry joint, Carolina Panthers, corduroy, obviously, Curry on the back. And then I did the Halliburton Iowa State college shooting shirt style. And I got him them pieces immediately. He was able to give it to him. Got a picture and everything. So he told me, he was like, yo, Steph said he loved it. He gonna wear it. I said, all right, whatever. Months go by. Months. I forgot. Like, I'm still doing me.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, man. If you have a brand, be careful who you giving stuff to, because you don't never know if it's gonna get there. 1, and then 2, be adamant about you need that proof.
Yeah.
Because that helps, right?
Good advice.
Right, and then also the last piece of advice: if it doesn't get there, or if it takes longer than you expected, just keep working, bro. Because if you wrap your mind on that, you're gonna be stressing. So just keep doing whatever you got to do. That's a hard lesson I had to learn. I learned that so you don't have to. But I'm on the gram one day, somebody DM me and they like, yo, is that your jersey? And Steph had it on, getting on a clean shot. So we did Steph Curry, Tyrese Halliburton, Cam Newton. We did some work with the WNBA team, the Golden State Valkyries. I got a drop with the Chicago Bulls this month, later on in the month.
Cheryl Swoops.
Did Cheryl Swoops. It's a lot. Cheryl Swoops. Who else?
It is a lot.
It's a professional wrestler. Her name is Rachel something. I forgot. I don't know her wrestling name, but she tapped in and copped something. Stephen Kwan from the Cleveland Indians. He messaged me. He was like, yo, my wife saw some jersey that you did for mine. He's like, I want to order her one. So he tapped in and ordered.
Can you give him Nate?
Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson is my guy.
Yeah, Nate Robinson.
A phenomenal guy, bro.
Yeah.
Nate Robinson said, yo, I love what you're doing. I want to support you. And he has done nothing but that since.
Yeah. Some actors.
Nate Robinson acted. Oh, I actually did. He didn't even wear it yet, but I did 3 pieces for Lance Gross.
Yep.
Lance Gross. Who else? It's a lot. It's a lot.
This is what the name.
It's a lot. Yeah,
it's a lot. We worked it out.
The big name drop.
Yeah.
Larry David.
Ooh.
From the Seinfeld creator.
Yes.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. We did
that is
nice.
My guy.
Yeah.
I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, we did a piece for him.
Watch that over.
Yeah. We did a piece for him. Actually, Madison Square Garden reached out to me on an email.
Wow.
And it's funny because they reached out to me and she's like, oh, how can you do a set like this? So I'm looking at the email. I'm like, yeah. So we going back and forth. So at some point, something said, yo, just scroll down and see who this person is.
Right.
So I looked at the Madison Square Garden address, the logo. I'm like, oh, this is something official.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, on the low, now don't say nothing yet, but we're getting we want to get some pieces made for Larry David. And I was like, what? Yeah. So we cooked up a nice suede set for him, 1-on-1 joint. Wow. The only thing is, I just don't know when he's going to wear it. If he's going to wear it, it's got to be one of those things where I just happen to see it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we did do it. That and then the Goo Goo Dolls. They're like a rock band from like the 80s or 90s. Yeah. Heavy, used to be heavy on MTV. So my range is crazy. Yeah. The range is crazy. So that's how I know what I'm doing is working. Is that okay?
Yeah, so all this is very inspiring. I want to take it back, just for the people who feel like they may have hit a standstill, or now they like looking for, some inspiration to just to move forward. What was it like when you was in the studio now? Did you see this happening now, going from a studio to now you're working with all of these different people? How was the grind back then, just to get to this point now?
Yo, so I'll be open and very candid because that's the type of person I am. I remember times where I felt so alone and abandoned. I cried because I'm like, dang, yo, like I'm really out here putting the work in, but it just seems like I'm always doing this by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was on the phone with one of my homegirls and I was like, yo, Zamani, I was like, I just need a starting five. I like to use sports as the metaphor for a lot of things because that's what it is, right? I'm like, I just need 5 solid people. I need this, and this. I kept putting in the work. So to answer your question in the middle of that is just keep putting in the work. Because if your head is down and you keep putting in the work, but your thoughts are optimistic and your thoughts are moving in a forward direction, it's gonna happen for you. No matter what, the universe is always in your favor. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize that, how much the universe roots for you, how much God is on your side. So in those times, I lived in 2 studios. I lived in my studio in Passaic. Then I lived in my studio in Hoboken. And I did it on purpose. I had a place to go. I said, nah, I want to live in this.
Yeah.
So I went and lived in it. I had money to get a spot. I wasn't broke and messed up, hungry. I just said, no, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I lived there. I would lock in. I remember one Christmas, I woke up sewing, sewed the whole day. I didn't answer the phone. My mother and sister was calling me. They came looking for me.
Damn.
Later on, I finally talked to him. I was like, oh, I was in the studio all day working. He was like, are you crazy? What? I said, I was focused.
Yeah.
I'm focused on a mission.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. We had a conversation earlier. It's like, when you know your purpose, stick to your purpose and be honest about that. Like, if you got a significant other, if you got children, I'm not saying disregard them. What I'm saying is be honest with them. Like, look, dad or husband is on this mission. I just need you behind me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lead y'all in the wrong way.
Yeah.
I just need y'all behind me.
Right.
Let's all sit down together and figure out how we all can have a schedule that works for all of us.
Yep.
So when I need my time, I got my time.
Yep.
So those are the things that I've learned that I didn't know because I was in a relationship so focused on my focus.
Yeah.
I lost that relationship.
Yep.
Lost other relationships.
Yeah.
Got looked at sideways because I'd rather to go do this than that.
Yeah.
Right? I remember one time a friend of mine was like, yo, don't do that. Yo, forget that for tonight. Let's go out. He ain't my friend no more.
Yeah. I get that. I got a couple of those too.
Simple.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me,
Yeah.
you got a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
So you're going to tell me to stop my hustle to go out and party
Yeah.
when you're going to go back to work Monday
Yeah.
for 2 weeks and get paid.
Yeah.
This time that I'm missing, I ain't getting paid.
Right.
So the grind it's
lonely.
it can be very lonely.
Yeah.
It's going to be very lonely, but it's not because you got God with you, pushing you.
Yeah.
Do this, that, and
Yeah.
that. So,
And it's worth it in the end.
it's worth it.
It's worth it in the end.
It's worth it because I'll give you a great. So the Valkyries, right? I created this idea. They contact me. Yo, we love this. We want to work. I said, all right, cool. Back and forth Zooms, boom, boom, boom. Back and forth designs, changes, put this here, take this off, blah, 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 right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Finally, it gets to the point where they're like, yo, send us samples. We want to do a fashion show. Bet. I get the samples made. Oh, hey, Malcolm, if you want to come to the fashion show, you're more than welcome. Okay.
Right.
I need to be there.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to have the money to just pay, drop whatever I was doing and go.
Right.
So I went to San Francisco. Got to the fashion show. They had me speak on the panel. Dope experience.
Right.
So now I'm at the fashion show, blase blah. Come back home. They like, we ready to buy. We want X amount of pieces. Cool. 75 tops, 75 bottoms. 150 pieces. I tell my factory, we need this. We create the tech packs. Tech pack, for those that don't know, is everything you see on this hat has to be called out. This has to be called out. How big is it?
Yep.
The depth, the curve, the hat, the curve on the hat, the rope. All this has to be called out
Yep.
to the specifics, to the technical. That's why it's called a tech pack.
So now we're gonna get into the segment that we like to call stats or cap. So stats or cap is a fun segment that we do where I'm gonna say a statement. You're gonna say if you think it is stats meaning true or cap meaning false.
Okay.
Okay. Me and my host right here is gonna go back and forth, ask you a couple of little things, and you can just give your opinion on it. Okay.
All right.
All right. Number one, over 60% of consumers buy from brands that represent their identity and not their style. Stats or cap?
Stats.
That is correct. That is stats.
Stats.
That's stats.
Right? Most successful fashion brands launch with large budgets. Stats or cash?
Super cap.
Super duper cap. That is super
Extra cap. Extra cap.
with the extra cap.
4 caps.
Athletes influence global fashion trends more than traditional celebrities. Stats or cap?
These days now, stat. These days,
That is
stat.
That is stat. Yeah.
These days,
Stats.
yeah.
Corduroy sales across the industry increased by more than 25% in the last 2 years. Stats or cap?
That's tough. I'm gonna go with cap.
You know what? It is not cat. It is stat.
It is a
because
stat?
my guy from retired from society out here buying up on the corduroy, which raised up 25%.
I say cap because I don't see many people wearing it.
Oh, I'm trying to tell you. So you know how like when somebody buy a car or like something like that, you see it all the time now.
Yeah.
Something like with that car.
Yeah.
So since my brother makes a good brand that's popular with corduroy, I am telling you, a brand. I'm just calling it how I see it. A couple years ago, I didn't see everybody with jersey corduroys. My man put some out, and now I see everybody with it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just calling it how I see it. Number 5. Most emerging designers profit more when drops from their bulk. Most emerging designers profit more from drops than from bulk orders. Stats or cap?
Stat.
That is cap.
Is it?
According to our good friends here at Google, that is considered
I
cap.
say stat because you can drop something like it's not as easy to get a bulk order as people think.
Oh, I know.
So that's why I say cap.
And you know
I
what?
mean stat.
Sometimes the internet's wrong.
Yeah.
And if you're talking to a designer right here,
Yeah.
it may be stats.
It's not as easy as people think. A lot of stores don't be willing to take risks.
A lot of stores don't be willing
They'll put you on consignment first before they buy that bulk order.
for sure.
So that's why I say Google, you capping.
Hey, Google might be capping on that.
Yeah.
Okay, fashion customers trust storytelling more than advertising. Stats or cap?
Stats.
Yes, you just explained why
Stats.
that's so important.
Yeah.
It's important for your brand to have a story. I agree.
Yeah.
Streetwear brands depend more on trends than community. Stats or cap?
Stats. Stats, man.
So according to Google,
Yeah.
this is cap. It's saying streetwear brands actually depend more on community than the trend, I guess.
What do you think about that?
I think it's
There's a little bit of both.
I think yeah, it could be both, but if you really look at like maybe certain streetwear brands.
Maybe sure streetwear brand, yeah.
Like Supreme
Yeah,
community.
yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
Community.
For sure.
Maybe the newer brands
Yeah.
depend more on
The trend. I
Because
like
they're
that
trying to get in the door.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
I like that,
That makes
answer.
a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Less than 20% of independent designers survive past their 3rd year. Stats or cap? It's tough.
Less than 20%.
Less than 20%
Of the
survive past their 3rd year.
So basically saying after that 3rd year, everybody's like, I'm good. I don't want to do this.
So only less than 20% survive.
Oh man,
That's
I'm
okay.
torn with that because if you quit like that, then you're not really a designer. You don't really want to be in it. to design, because nothing really takes off tomorrow.
So what you got?
Cap.
You got it as stats. They saying a lot of people, and I do understand why stats.
I meant stat. I meant
Yeah.
stat. I meant
Yeah.
stat. I meant stat.
Because
I meant stat.
I know that only strong survive.
Yeah.
And
I
not
meant
everybody.
stat,
Not everybody is doing that story. Not everybody's like,
everybody
yo,
don't
I'm
have
gonna
a
live in my
story.
studio.
You just trying to
They're
try
like,
something.
shh, man, I thought I was gonna put something
Right.
on a t-shirt,
Yeah.
and everybody on my Instagram,
Yeah.
because they from the town, is gonna buy
They threw
it.
flame emojis.
Yeah.
They said they needed it.
Yeah.
That one thing that gets me. I need that, and they
Yeah.
never buy nothing.
Oh, I understand that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So yeah.
If I got paid I need that, I'll be a very wealthy man out here.
Right. Right.
All right, that's another one.
Basketball has influenced more fashion silhouettes than any other sport. Stats or cap.
Cap.
They got that as stat.
Which,
You know why it's cap?
uh,
Because it's if you're in fashion, you know the army, the military. The military has influenced a lot of jackets, blazers,
Mm-hmm.
suits, the way pants are,
Mhm.
the way jeans are, like the stiffness of jeans. So
Oh,
military for sure.
It's saying only sports. They only talking about sports.
Oh,
So
oh.
for all the sports, they saying
yeah,
basketball
only sport. Any other
has
sport.
the biggest influence over fashion silhouettes than any other sports.
That's still a cap. Because I think people love hot football jerseys,
Yeah.
the silhouette of a football jersey,
Okay.
the basketball jersey. I think the swag of a baller has more to do with it.
The only reason why I agree with it being stat,
Mm-hmm.
and when I can read the answer, but if I took every different piece of items, article of clothing, from footwear to jackets to hats, I would, because of footwear, I would say definitely basketball. If it wasn't for footwear, I don't know where I was standing with that answer. But I think that basketball got the most influence for sneakers than any other sport.
I think when we talked about just that jersey era, a lot of, just like the rappers at the time.
Yeah.
I remember hearing a story specifically about Jay-Z and how he had a meeting with the NBA because during the Hard Knock Life tour, he wore a basketball jersey every
Yeah.
single night, which drove sales up.
And they was
Yeah.
wondering why.
And it was,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
drove sales up, but it was
Yeah.
because he was the,
Yeah.
the guy at the time, and he always wore NBA jerseys.
Yeah.
And then when he switched and put the jerseys down, and he went to button ups,
Sales went down.
the sales went down.
Yeah, we was all in the club. Looking
Yeah.
crazy with some
Uh-huh.
shoes and button ups long, and Yankee fitness. And I'm gonna leave that one alone. Most viral fashion pieces are planned months in advance. Stats or cap?
Cap, because you just never
Yeah.
know. You never know.
Definitely.
You never
Super.
know. I didn't plan that shit.
Yeah.
So I did a few Dodgers jerseys,
Yep.
and they won the World Series.
Yep.
So the next day I was like, let me just post these Dodgers jerseys. I posted all the ones I did. 1.3 million views.
Wow.
It wasn't planned. I just was like, let me see.
Yeah.
1.3 million views.
Wow.
So I don't think it's planned.
You are right about that.
Yeah, I don't think.
I do 11. Collaboration increases brand awareness more than paid ads. Stats or cap?
Stats.
That's definitely stats.
Yeah, super stats.
Designers don't need a signature piece to build a successful brand.
Cap.
Stats. Are
Big cap. Let's give it up for our guest today.
Cap. That's
Playing
big
the
cap.
game.
You ain't even have to finish that one. Yeah, you need that one thing that people know, like that's them.
Yeah.
Once you get into that realm and it goes crazy, then you start moving with other stuff, I think.
How did you feel though at the time, like when you just said that about the Dodgers jersey? Like, all right, let me just post this and just put it out there, and then you see the reaction, 1.3 million views. What's your reaction when you see that?
Humbly, it's supposed to happen. I'm supposed to get those views.
Yeah.
Humbly speaking, I'm supposed to get those views. Why do I say that? Because I put the work in.
Yeah.
Simple. So nobody can't take that from me.
Yeah.
I'm not just sitting here saying that because my one thing popped off. No, I put the work in from 8 years ago.
Yeah.
It took me 8 years to get 1.3 million
For
views.
sure.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, like, this ain't nothing you just gonna wake up and be like, yo, I'm on. No, and especially me. I didn't have no leg in the door.
Yeah.
I didn't have a friend that worked for Virgil or a friend that works here or a friend that's in this corporate setting that could be like, yo, I'm gonna introduce you to this person.
Right.
I built all of this with the people around me from the ground up.
I watched it.
Literally.
Yeah, I watched
gotta
it.
respect it.
So
I watched it. And I just want to add this. I think what I love about fashion, what I love about designers is the intentions behind it and the intentions of what fashion represents, right? Fashion represents expression, right? And I think that is important for everybody out there in YouTube land to understand that your brand, your look, like all of that is very important. Like, don't just let your brand be about anything. And when I say that, that's even with how you dress. Like, be intentional with how you dress and how you express yourself.
also,
Yeah.
if you have a brand, why are you wearing someone else's
Yeah.
all the time?
All the time.
Because I see that a lot. Like
Yeah.
designers will be like, yeah, I got a brand. I'm like, but you're not wearing it.
Never.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, but then we good. Then we don't need to have that conversation.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, if you really believe in what you're doing, you're gonna showcase it.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I just want to throw that in there.
So I just want to, we talked about this episode when we had our last guest on. We always bring it back to this. It always comes to brand, and brand really means representation of self or representation of whatever you represent, right? So it's very, very important, especially for my young athletes out there, to understand what you're representing. Coach Tony always says something very important to our players. He says, guys, how you trying to tell me you're a serious athlete and nobody don't even know how to find you, right? You got the most powerful tool. I don't have my phone on me, but your phone is literally CBS, it's MTV, it's all these networks in one. The same thing the networks are trying to do when they put it on TV is what you could do with your phone. And you mean to tell me you're a serious basketball player, but you don't have a basketball branded page that has your first, your last name, and all your basketball things? You got Blockman K2, but you're a basketball player? Blockman K2 represents you a trap boy. And from the look of your Instagram, you ain't good at that either. Right? So, like, again, branding, being intentional is very, very important. You may look at something as small as you being just a high school player, but it's very, very big. Basketball's a big business now. You'll have a person like myself, Ron Robin, that's looking at a young kid like, hey, right now you don't have the Adidas and everything hollering at you. Guess what? I'm willing to put some money into your pocket. I'm willing to holler at you. That's still business that you could do. So make sure that you representing what you represent to the fullest, and you representing yourself to the fullest, and being intentional about what you wear, what you say, and what you advertise.
Sure.
Yeah. So we usually do Coach's Gym of the Week, but we tweaked it a little bit, and I always, even though I know you gave a lot of different gyms, just the whole episode, but what's one last gym you think you'll have, just for the people watching?
Never rush anything. Never rush anything at all. Don't rush your thought process. Don't rush brushing your teeth. Don't rush conversations. Slow things down. Once you slow things down, you really get to see things happening, and you really get to feel everything that's happening. A lot of times, we rush to do things. It's like speeding on the highway and the officer pulls you over and he's like, you didn't see that sign? I didn't see it, officer, I was speeding. If you're slowing down, you don't get that ticket and you don't get an officer in your face. You get to your destination, because you're still going to get to your destination. So slow down, I would say. Slow down.
I felt that.
Yeah.
Sometimes that is my problem. I rush a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff too fast, man. I'm trying to jumble everything in. So that I really felt that.
Yeah.
And it's okay to say no.
Yeah.
Like, what I found a lot of people too, also another gem, like, don't agree to something because it looks enticing. Agree to it because you really want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the type, if somebody comes to my table like, yo, we want to do this. If I have to slightly be like, let me think about it, then I shouldn't do it. But if it's one of them things like, yo, that's exciting, let's get it done, let's do it.
Yeah.
So don't bite off more than you could chew as well. Yeah.
Just want to leave you with some closing conversations. So we're going to do rapid fire real quick.
Yeah.
One rule for young designers.
Don't quit.
Don't quit. One thing.
Don't quit and listen.
Don't quit and listen.
And listen. Yeah, listen.
One thing athletes misunderstand about fashion.
Dang. That everything doesn't go together. Like, what I see a lot of people, they just putting stuff on and calling it fashion. We looking for style. So you have a style with taste. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people think everything goes together. Everything is, it could be paired together when it can't.
Okay. Last one.
Visually.
One creative habit that keeps Malcolm grounded.
Wow, that's a good question. Shoot. I don't know. I can't answer that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not right now.
All right.
I'll text y'all later.
Gotcha.
We want to
Put it on the screen.
Well, before we leave, we'd like to let everybody know where they can find you.
Okay.
Your website information, your Instagrams, anything like that.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Malcolm Garret. That's my personal Instagram. The business Retired from Society Instagram is at RFS Brands on Instagram. The website is www.retiredfromsociety.com. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff this month. I got tracksuits coming. I've got t-shirts coming. I got hats coming. I'm creating I'm creating my own fictional Negro League.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
cool.
I'll just leave it at that. Like, I'm creating that. It's all in the works. Just looking to get the samples done in the next few weeks so I could show people that story.
All right.
So, stuff.
Yeah, so of course, everybody that's out there, if you don't already know, you can follow us at Coaches POV on Instagram. Same name for YouTube. We are now available everywhere that you like to listen to your podcast and audio platforms. So that's from iHeartRadio, Spotify, Tidal, wherever you get your podcast at, you can listen to us audio. We'd like to thank our sponsors again, Camille's Lebanese Restaurant and Retired from Society, and our guest, Malcolm Garret, for joining today. Thank you all. Good night.
I got my answer.
Shot by G.
I got my answer. I got my answer.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's photography, because photography allows you to sit and be patient. And when you're sitting there and being patient, waiting for that right shot, it's sort of a grounding feeling. Okay. So I would say photography for sure.
Photography.
Yeah. Taking pictures.
You heard it best from Malcolm Garret, Coach's Point of View, Shamari Reed.
Coach Murph.
We out of here. See you later. Until the next time.